because I'm on recovery with COVID. I was here.
Mm-hmm.
I founded a school during that time.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And bro, my wife and 2-year-old at the time were in Ethiopia for 10 months. I was without them starting a new school. And the computer that I'm talking to you on now is the school, basically, because I couldn't go into the building. There was no building. They were building the building, and then there was a work stoppage during COVID. So from everything you can imagine, contracts, policies, anything that you could do to build a school is on my computer.
Wow.
I had everything from my apartment. Wow. And it was temporary housing. And once COVID hit, I stayed there. Like, it wasn't temporary anymore. Yeah. Once COVID hit, like, Heath, this 1 bedroom we put you in temporarily, that's where you're going to be until this hurricane is over.
Wow.
So, yeah, my family left in January, and they were going to visit for 6 weeks. COVID happened, and they were there for 10 months.
Wow. So your daughter was walking and talking about the time you saw her.
It's funny. I said, I knew a baby when she left. I didn't know this little girl. Wow. I don't know who that is.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a little girl, talking, walking around. Yeah. So, and then they were in Ethiopia, and, the bandwidth and just the connection wasn't always good. So it was a challenging time, man. I'm, being on the other side of it, it's like, I can go through anything now.
100. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, there's nothing that I can't do now. Being on
That's
the other
so
side.
Powerful. Yeah. Once you go through it, man, it does make you stronger.
The next year, my second year of the founding position, she walked into school. She was 3, and she came into pre-K.
Wow.
Yeah. I got all that on footage. I got pictures. I mean,
that's awesome. And she
actually called me Mr. Heath.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it stuck. And even when I even have to, discipline her or redirect her or anything, she goes, "I'm sorry, Mr. Heath." Because of, school, all the kids called me Mr. Heath. So she just calls me Mr. Heath.
That's amazing. I love it. I love it. That is so cool, man. So you only going to have one, or you going to have another?
I have an older child. He's 49. I'm sorry, 29. He's 29. I got a 29-year-old.
No, bro. How old are you?
51.
Dude, I did not know that.
I'm 51, man. I'll be 52 in March.
That's what's up, bro. You look good, man. Born in 71.
He's born in 71.
That's what's up, man. Okay. Yeah. So, we definitely in the same age group, man. I was born in 68. But, man, my oldest is 12. So, I don't know what I was thinking, bro.
You started, you got going. But let me tell you, I got going too early. You know what I mean? I had to go through all that. But let me tell you, it's wild. I started a business over here, a smoke-home business, going really well. And I was taking one of my helpers to a site, and some music was playing. And I think it was like Rihanna and Jay-Z or something like that.
Yeah.
I asked her, she was humming the music. It's Filipina. She's humming the music. I say, "You know who this is?" And she goes, "No." She goes, "That's for y'all young people." She goes, "Y'all young guys, I don't know this." And I said, "How old are you?" She said, 42. I said, "Okay." So I had to whip out my ID, and I said, "Honey, I'm 10 years old. I'm 10 years older than you."
I know, right? Literally.
That's for y'all young people. Yeah.
Wow.
So I took it as a compliment.
There's a guy, his name is Elvis Epps. I interviewed him. And of course, he's a brother, and he mentioned during our interview, he's like, "Yeah, I'm retiring this year." Retiring? Like, I was stunned. And I was like, he's like, "Yeah, man." He said, "I'll be 62 this year." I'm like, I was stunned. Bro, he don't look no older than me or you. I was like, man, that's amazing.
Yeah. You know what I tell women whenever the age comes up? They'll say, "How old do I look?" or "What do you think?" And I'll say, you could be 19 or 69. That's just how
I like that. I like that.
You know what I mean?
Anywhere between.
Yeah, because there's women that they look 30 and they're 60. You could be whatever.
My wife is a good example of that. I mean, my wife behind me in that picture, man. I mean, she'll be 50 next year. Like, I'm just being honest. And so she's Colombian, but they got black down there too.
Well, that's where we went. We went. 38% of us went down there.
Right. They just assimilated quickly into the society, and they didn't have that chattel slavery like we had in the United States because there was no staple crop. But yeah, man, I mean, if you saw a picture of her grandmother is dark as me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Abuela, the abuela.
100, her abuela, right? And so that's what I'm saying.
Abuela.
Like, you're right. The
Yeah.
slave ships made it down there too, for sure.
Yeah. 38%, only 5% came to the US.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. The 38% went to Brazil, actually, not Colombia, but down there,
Yeah, South America.
And then, and then those little islands, man. I was in France with my wife. We went to a honeymoon there.
Mm-hmm.
And I started meeting. You been to France, Paris?
No, I haven't.
Bro, the brothers, you'll be like, hold on. How did y'all get here? There's Black people. When you see Tony Parker and Boris Diaw,
Yeah.
there's Black people all around, man.
Wow.
And I had to do some research. I wasn't on vacation only, man. I had to look this up. I said, where did it? And all those people from St. Martinique and Barbados, all those little tiny islands down there right above South America. Was it the Caribbean, basically?
Yeah.
All of those little islands. They're all French speaking, man.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
France went down there and took over. Yeah. Haiti too, of course.
Yeah.
So
are you planning on staying in the Middle East?
Yeah, so I just took another position. I left the school after 2 years. I worked a little over my contract. They asked me to stay. I resigned March 4th.
Okay.
And they said, well, can you stay to the end of the year? I said, of course. So my contract was up June 1st, which we're smack dab in the year. The school year didn't end until July 8th. So they said, stay another month. I did that. And then the day that my contract was up at the school, I got an offer at the School of Research Science for high school.
Okay.
So yeah, it's an all local school, premium school, premium funded. We have some challenges that we have to handle now, achievement wise, but great ownership and a very big school. So it's one of the more premium schools of the local Emiratis.
Oh, okay.
Private education, non-ministry school. And last year, I also joined a partner in a business, the snow cone business I mentioned, and that's going really well.
Is it?
Really? Yeah, I mean, it's busting at the seams. Capacity-wise and scale-wise, we're slowing down and turning things down.
Oh, wow.
And it pains me to do it, but I'm a principal. Like, I can't do everything. We can't go to everything.
Sure.
Yeah, I just did a triathlon this morning at 5 a.m.
Did you?
Yeah, 2,500 people. We served snow cones there in the morning, coffee, everything. So things are going well. It was 5:30 in the morning. And then last night, we did Diwali, Diwali, the Indian holiday.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
We did a Diwali. That was 2,000 people. Wow. So, and the concept of Italian ice or snow cones isn't in this region, really. So it's just, the market is not even, I wouldn't even say the market. There's a market, but it's not even tapped yet.
Right.
So the reason why we're really growing, because we visit schools as well. We did 37 schools last year. So while I'm at work, I got a team at schools.
That's what's up, man.
Thank you. So to answer your question, we ain't going nowhere because
real talk.
Yeah. But the thing is, I could probably in a year and a half or 2 years, and it could even be sooner, leave education.
And just do that full time.
Well, I was thinking, and I was telling my wife, the work that we do, what is it? 50, 60 hours a week?
Oh, easily.
If I put that 60 over in here, then it's just going to blow up.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that I'm putting in maybe an hour a day, and then of course the weekends, it's going to be, it's going to incrementally grow.
Slow and
but
steady.
Capacity wise, I would have to trust and hire and train and provide visas and driver's license and make sure that things are going right while I'm running a school.
Yeah.
So if I didn't do that, that would be me. And that's where labor costs and everything. And I guess the caring for the business would be a lot more if I was there, but I'm not.
100.
So my wife does a lot, and I have a partner as well. He's kind of operations.
Oh, okay. So how did you even come up on this concept? Was it something that you had already had experience with in the States, or Yeah,
you're good, man. You're good at this thing. You hit it. So are you familiar with Rita's Italian Ice?
Yeah.
Are you familiar? Okay, good. Because it started in Philly, but it starts spreading around. I'm not sure how far it's around the States.
I've definitely heard of it for sure.
Yeah, that's right. I know it's in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Okay, so I went to a Rita seminar in 2005.
Okay.
And it was a franchise. So they wanted $350,000. Well, I was, I think, 30 something, and you know, dean of students. I mean, it just wasn't happening. I couldn't take out a loan for that much.
Yeah.
So, you know, when something's on your heart, right? It just stays. It doesn't go away.
It doesn't, no.
So, right. So 2 of my friends bought Ritas in my city, and I'm thinking, like, that's crazy. Like, I went to those seminars before them, and they ended up buying them.
Yeah.
So it just stayed with me, man. My friends, you know, I lived vicariously through a couple of friends that I knew bought them. And then I came over here, and I remember there's a video on my laptop, and I got to find it. I sent to my mom. I said, Mom, they don't have Italian ice here. This was 2013.
Wow.
And I'm going to find that video.
Yeah.
Anyway, then I met my wife, got married, and had a baby. So it wasn't like the dream died. It's just, it was in my,
put on hold.
It was back. It was way back there. Yeah. I never even thought about it. My wife didn't even know about what I just told you about 2005, Rita's Ice, nothing. Well, a guy over here, he approached me and he said, hey, I've been hearing a lot about you. I've been looking at your Instagram. I know all about your book you wrote, and I know all about your podcast. I had Global Brothers podcast. Yeah. So he just said, I've been watching you for a couple months. And he goes, I think I got something for you. And what he did was he bought Snowy Middle East off of a local who bought it in 2012.
Okay.
He bought it in 2016 when it was failed. It was a done deal.
Okay.
He bought it for, I think, a third of what the locals paid for it.
Sure. Pennies on the dollar.
Right. But then he struggled.
Okay.
So it was kind of stagnant and, you know, it didn't really do well. And then next thing you know, he finds me through our network. And I said, hey, man, I don't have any money. Like, you put money in. He put 45,000 into. And I said, I said, first of all, this is my dream. Like, you have no idea that 2005, you know, and I had to bring him up to speed. I said, first of all, this is weird. This is very weird. But secondly, I don't have any money like, to come in half and buy in. He says, well, we've been struggling for 4 years and that money's spent already. I need help. And I said, well, what does this look like? He goes, 50-50.
Uh-oh.
Bro, I came in no money down.
Wow. God is good.
And thank you, man. He is. And then when he handed it over to me, he basically said, look, your network's in Dubai. He works in the military. He goes, I can't do much with it. You're going to have to drive the bus. Me and my wife have been driving, man. And next thing you know, like, we're doing the All Africa Festival under the Burj Khalifa from Wednesday to Sunday. Okay. We did the NBA in Abu Dhabi came 2 weeks ago. We did that 5 days.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Like, we're in 3 premium communities right now. Every day. Yeah. We have kiosk and everything in 3 premium communities. So, and it's manageable where we are now.
Okay.
During the school day, when my wife goes to schools, my daughter gets out at 1. So she got to hurry up. She got to do that account and hurry up back over to the school and pick my daughter up.
Oh, okay. So y'all don't have a nanny. Y'all don't have a nanny.
My mother lands tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
And my mother comes twice a year. So we do have extra space, but my mom's going to take that. Once my mom leaves, nanny got to come because the business is growing like that.
Yeah.
And my daughter's suffering because my daughter's going to these festivals. My daughter's a festival baby. Like, she's eating crappy food, you know. Yeah, because we're working these festivals and we're doing really well financially with them and building the business. You know, we haven't paid ourselves yet, but we're building the business. And my daughter's just like, we're like, where's Maya? And, oh, she's over there with them kids. She's running around. So yeah, we need a nanny to maybe keep her home some days and not have her all out there all day.
For sure. And it's reasonable, right? Like, I mean, you can hire a nanny and.
Yeah, I pushed back. My wife's from the nanny culture. She said she grew up with 2 nannies. Wow. She said my wife grew up like middle class in Ethiopia, and both her parents were politicians. Oh, okay. So they had a full time, and then they had one that came in every day, a part time. Wow. So, you know, us in our culture, it's like, if you got a maid, you're rich. You know,
100%.
Yeah. So we're like, nanny. I'm like, babe, we got 1 kid. Well, when I see my wife working, I'm like, yeah.
No, even when we were in Kuwait, man, like, it just made sense for us to have one. First of all, I was like you, I pushed back. I'm like, you know, this don't make no sense. But also what really tugged at my heart was the fact that it was explained to me that literally 90% of what these people earn, they send back home, right? So when they're working, like the lady we had working for us, she also had another job. That was her main job. And so she would come and, watch my kids after school, watch them on the weekend, whatever. That was just money for her to live, man, because everything else she was sending back home. And so for me, I didn't look at it as much as a luxury for us as an opportunity to help her because she was one of our workers in our school. So yeah, man. And it was reasonable. Like she was so grateful for that extra money every week that we paid her, but it was also beneficial to us as well,
Yeah. That reminds me when we met back then, I'd say 2017 or 2018.
Yeah.
There was a guy at my school and he said, he was a cleaner. And he said, hey, do you need any house cleaning? And I said, no, man, me and my wife, we clean. And he was like, and I didn't realize, he was like, dude, I need to clean. Like, I need to make this money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to clean. Like, don't stop cleaning. Like, so I had to understand what he meant. I think he asked me a couple times. I talked to a few people and he was like, man, I'd rather clean your house. Know? So yeah, I hired him for a little while too. Yeah. But yeah, man, are you in Seattle?
I'm in Seattle. So that's a unique story too. So I'm originally from Kansas City.
Right.
But man, when I came back.
Yeah. So
that's so powerful.
Yeah. It's definitely liberating.
That is
daughter
so powerful.
Come here, babe. I want to show you my daughter. Sure, but put it here. I want you to see my friend first. He's on TV. Come here. Right there. This is Dr. Joe.
Hi, beautiful. Oh my God. How are you?
Hi, Dr. Joe.
I like it. That's nice. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
4 years old.
4 years old. Wow. You are.
Doctor, how old are you?
I am 54 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm very old.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Nice to meet you.
Say thank you. You want this? Come back.
And my daughter is 8 and she's 8. But that brings back so many memories. Matter of fact, after we connect, I'm gonna send you a video that me and her took in Kuwait, man. Like she was just turned 5 when I took it. And I'm so grateful I took that video of her, man. So I'm not saying this is some utopia, but it is a lot more progressive up here in the Pacific Northwest. And truthfully, there's no other part of the country that pays better to educators than the Pacific Northwest.
I'm hearing that. And when you threw that figure out, I heard that before. As a matter of fact, I heard that, so I worked at American International School when we met in 2018.
Yeah.
And there was a sister from Seattle that I worked with.
Okay.
I was the head of high school. She was the head of elementary.
Okay.
And Felicia, and she's from Seattle.
Okay.
And she say when we both struggled at that school. It was a mess. She said, if you go back to the States, you need to come up to Seattle.
She's right.
She goes, you fit right in. Yeah, progressive, liberal, like just, yeah. So, it's funny because I was thinking about like the other places are Syracuse, Columbus, Denver, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Parts of Denver, of course. There's one other place that reminds me of Seattle when you speak of it. Oh, goodness. I think Vancouver, Canada.
Now, Vancouver's only 2.5 hours away from us. It's only 2.5 north. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Toronto as well. So there's some places where, immigrant our wives, or we got to protect our wives.
100%.
Yeah. And then they're worried about us.
I know, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So our children, so and my daughter, like I said, we're at festivals and we're like, where's our daughter? Because we know she's safe.
100%, bro.
Yeah. She might run up to us and say, I fell and scraped my knee, but that's about it.
Right. You never heard about nobody kidnapping her or none of that foolishness.
Exactly. So I'm not sure if we would even fit in the States unless it would be somewhere up in Seattle. Now, are you, and you're a principal or super?
No, I'm still a principal. One of the reasons I haven't gotten into the district level is just not as, what's the word, stable.
Okay.
Because even if you got an assistant soup, you're tied to that soup, right? And if he's gone, you could be gone. Like
You're
real
gone.
talk,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, the new person's not keeping you. That happened to me. I worked at a Slippery Rock University.
Okay.
And I was a Division II school. I was a assistant director of minority affairs and the basketball coach. I had dual roles, small salaries. So they packaged this together for me. And my boss got let go. And, in coaching, it happens just like that too.
Sure.
And my boss, when the head coach got fired, they called me in and they said, hey, we let him go. You're going to remain on until we hire somebody new. Once we hire a new head coach, you got to go. So I was 28, 29 when that happened.
Yeah.
So regimes do, and rightfully so.
Right. Yeah. I'm not knocking. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, okay, my daughter's 8, my son's 12. Like, I don't want to have that kind of volatility as it relates to, where we're living and all that, at least for now. Like I said, if I can get my son, because my daughter and son have a real interesting, so like as he's going into high school, she'll be going into middle school, right? As he's graduating from high school, she'll be going into high school, right? So it's got to be between one of those natural breaks, right? When he's going, like he's in middle school right now. So the only time I can even potentially think about us potentially moving is when he makes that natural break from middle to high, because he's got to change schools anyway, right? And then my daughter will be changing schools anyway, because she'll be going from elementary to middle. And then when he graduates from high school, she'll be making that natural break to go to high school. So it's going to be one of those, like it'll be either 2 years from now when he becomes a high schooler, or it'll be, 5 years from now when he graduates from high school. I have one more question for you.
Sure.
There's people that are watching us right now that are saying, man, brother over there, principal, got his own business, no plans on coming back to the U.S. very soon. But would you still recommend to a teacher that might be watching you, a school administrator, to come back over to the Middle East in particular?
Yeah, but the one thing I'm working with my staff, some of the newcomers, is you have to frame it a certain way.
Okay.
When I co-wrote or co-authored a book called Going Global, The Life-Changing Experiences of 10 Courageous Black Men, in the book, in my chapter that I wrote, I talked about what we're actually doing when we go to Kuwait or Dubai or anywhere in the world as educators. Okay, we're going over there to educate the kids, right? And they wouldn't have Dr. Williams or Mr. Bailey if everything was okay and everything was flourishing, right? We're there because they need us.
Absolutely.
So sometimes teachers and administrators as well, but many times teachers come over and they don't drop the privilege, entitlement, fickleness, cynicalness, union. I should be doing this because I got a degree and these people ain't ready for this. They don't drop that in the Atlantic Ocean. They bring over everything they know. And we are some of our experiences. I understand that. But what I try to get my staff to do is frame what we're doing properly. And if you frame it properly, you'll say, yeah, the curriculum changed. Yes. This kid isn't coming to school, or this parent is saying it's not my issue, it's your issue. I send them to school. Well, this country, and I'm, Kuwait's older, of course, but this country's 51 years old.
Sure.
Right? Where was America in 51 years? Slavery, lynchings, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Let's keep it 100. Like, this country's 51 years old.
Good point.
So keep that in perspective while you're here and travel the world and have tax-free salary, accommodation, safety, but definitely understand that you're here for a reason.
I love that.
Yeah, you're here for a reason. And when I interview teachers, I can see sometimes they're like, oh, Dubai. And I'm like, you have no idea what's going to happen in these schools and the accountability that you're going to have on you. And a lot of times people tap out. I just had a teacher leave.
I believe
she didn't even say anything. She just tapped out. She just left.
Wow.
Yeah, because she was over here. Her brain was still in the States. Like, they ain't gonna talk to me like that. Like, they're not, it's not the same. Okay.
I agree, my brother. Man, I'm so glad we reconnected, man. And we definitely had to continue this conversation at some point. But look, man, I know that there are people that are probably going to want to connect with you in some way. Can you give us some parting words of wisdom? Tell us how we can connect with you, and then we'll say goodbye.
Definitely, man. What I told my staff last week was what we're doing is hard. We're essential workers, bro. Essential workers, just like so the paramedics and everything, right?
Yeah.
So how I frame what we're doing is when we're gone, someone in our family will say, "My great granddad did this." To those group of people.
Yeah.
There's a legacy in what we're doing, and a lot of what we're doing is education is immeasurable and untraceable. You have no idea where those ripples are going every day you walk into a school or every conversation you have. Even the words I'm saying right now, I'm not sure who's going to listen to it and how they're going to apply it. So I can't measure that.
Sure.
But just know that it's definitely something that is going to be, there's a lineage or a legacy that we're building all together.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. How can we connect with you?
Yeah, so social media, email.
Email is the best way? Okay.
Yeah, email or social media. My social media on IG is HBAILEY 31671.
Okay.
It's my birthday.
All right.
31671. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's on IG, HBailey 31671. And then my email is hbailey31671@gmail.com. So
got it.
If you got any questions, this is my 9th year. I opened 2 schools in the Middle East, and I'm at a premium school now, and just really want to turn it around and make it premium plus.
That's awesome, my brother. Well, I can see the greatness within you, my brother, and I know that God's not finished with you yet. And there's still a lot of great things and a lot of awesome things that are in store for your career, and you're continuing to make an impact, not only on students, but also on the staff that you are leading as well. So thank you so much.
Man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, over here, we have something called the Black Excellence Awards in Gala.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the Palm Jumeirah at the Sofitel. And I'm nominated for Best Educator, man.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy, man.
That's awesome.
Second year in a row. Yeah, I was a nominee last year. A sister from Abu Dhabi won.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm on the ballot again, man.
Man, I hope you get that 100%. Man.
You never know. You never know, man. Yeah,
that's good, bro.
I'm just happy to be nominated, bro.
Keep us posted, man. I'd love to hear about that, man. But let's keep in touch. Like, this is the last time we're gonna stay out of touch this long. This is
definitely. It's too long. Too long, right?
For sure, my brother.
Okay.
All right, take care, my brother. All the best.
Okay,
man.
See you.
Take care.